Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of EDU 600, Module 8, week number 8, which is really a continuation of our quantitative research studies. This week we're going to be looking at experimental research and other designs. So just going to plow into the materials that we have this week. I do want to stop at this picture. I've been asked over the couple of weeks by family and friends, so how's the foliage this year? I hear it's not that great. Well, this is an actual picture that was recently posted by a local TV station, WGME, and as you can see, the foliage is spectacular this year. The exact reason for it, who knows, but I will report that it is pretty outstanding. So this week we're going to be going into chapters 8 and chapters 9. Experimental research in chapters 8. So what do? What are the things to do this week? I'd like you to take a look at three videos. The first one is on experimental research, significant testing, effect size, and power analysis. This one is done by Jeff Beaudry. As you know, he is one of the authors of our textbook. I think this is about 11 minutes. Another one is 5 minutes on experimental research. The next one is on types of experimental design. So we take the concepts that are discussed in these two, and then we take it a little further into some other experimental designs. What I would like you to do this week, so specifically things to do, read chapters 8 and 9. And I'd like you to identify from each one of the chapters 2 or 3 quotes or concepts from each chapter that help you understand the concepts about experimental research and designs from chapter 8. Write them out, put them somewhere, and there's no need to submit them at this point. If you want, you can bring these to our Zoom meeting coming up on Wednesday at 7 p.m., but I'll talk about that as we go through the materials. I'd like you to also read an introduction. This is 2 pages, very straightforward, on experimental research. It just gives the high point. It's not written in a bulleted form, but it could very easily be done. I'd also like you to participate in a group discussion on one of 2 research articles. A change in this week, and I'll show you in the syllabus, there was an assignment in the syllabus due on October 25th. This basically was reading the research article and submitting an experimental critique. That was due on October 25th. I have changed that to November 1st. So October 25th is a week from tomorrow. November 1st is 2 weeks from tomorrow. So I will discuss this assignment in detail next weekend, but for now, nothing is due at the end of week number 8. These are the 2 different articles that you will be reading. Actually, you'll only be reading one, depending upon what group you're in. So here are the groups. Group A, these are the folks. This is the assignment specific area that you have been assigned to discuss. This is very similar to what we did in week number 3. So we have group number B. I tried to keep the people basically in the same group. So in this case, Samantha, she's going to be in charge of the literature review. Group C, the same thing. I'll get into a little more information on that. While we're going through what's due this week, I do want to mention an informal and optional Zoom session Wednesday at 7 p.m. I'll send out a link on Wednesday by noon. So if you have any questions on this, you please let me know. Advanced Organizer for the following week, read chapters 9 and 10. And then at the end of week number 9, the experimental critique will be due. And once again, I'll have more information on that. So, your group discussions. You can see, if you go down the page, we have group discussion week 8, group A, B, and C. And I'll use group A as an example of what to do. So Group A, the article you're reading, is Give Your Ideas Some Legs, Positive Effects of Walking on Creative Thinking. Here's all of the names. There's 6 people per group. Give you an example. Tiffany, she's in charge of writing about the sample. So describe and critique the sample selection. Here's the actual article. So now we're into the specific things to do. So first of all, everybody read the entire research, and then you can use chapter 8 in the textbook for some help. But there's also, if you click on this, there's a very simple guide that gives some kind of ideas on how to frame up what you're going to be writing in the discussion post. You just click on that, that will take you to it. So, to do. So you read the article. The lead person they create a forum on their title, and then everybody, I'd like you to chime in on that, or chime in on a few in your group. So getting back to the group, Tiffany, she's going to write about the sample. And this doesn't have to be a book. This is meant to be brief, and it's meant to spur some discussion with your group. So that is it as far as your discussion post. All of the instructions are in here. So that's Group A, Group B, Group C. And once again, in each one of these, the article is listed, and also the guide. You can click on that, and the specific, okay, how do you do this, and what are the steps? So that is it at this point. And let me just see here. So here's the 2-pager, the introduction to experimental research. This is one of the attachments that you can take a look at. Now I'm going to shift gears, and I'm going to go back to Brightspace. I'm going to go to our content. I'm going to go to the syllabus, and I'll show you what has changed in the syllabus. So coming down right here, this is page number 3. On page number 3, critique number 2, due November 1st. Now this used to be the 25th of October, so that has been changed. I also changed the matrix, and don't worry about this one. I'll have a lot of information on this coming out. The matrix is going to be due on November 11th also. So that's the major changes in here. For now, just don't worry about the visual displays. I made a decision last week or 2 weeks ago to not do this. We'll see how that goes. But for now, don't worry about anything in here. It says 10% of the grade. I will adjust depending upon how things shake out. So if you have any questions this week, please let me know. I am here to help, and we're in the second half of the class, so congratulations on getting there. I look forward to the second half. See you, everybody.